The new Ford Focus Mark 4.5 track pack, which is a new package which has been recently announced by Ford, as in this week. And yeah, I'm going to talk about it, give you my impressions of it, particularly kind of comparing it to what I kind of know about fast Fords. I've driven the Mark 4.5 recently and really enjoyed that car. I've also driven a Fiesta ST edition, which I believe has quite a similar setup with the KW suspensions, which you get as part of the track pack. Now, I heard about this, and as soon as I heard about it, first thing that came to my mind was the ST edition. Now, I have not driven the Mark 4.5 Focus ST edition, but I have driven the latest Fiesta ST edition. And I can tell you those KW suspension make a really, really big difference. But let's talk about what you actually get as part of this track pack, how much it's going to cost, and yeah, when you can order it. So essentially, it's available to order now. So if you go onto the Ford configurator, there it is. Yeah, you can choose it. And in the UK, it's an extra £3,000 on top of your price tag. As part of that, as I mentioned, you get the KW suspension. I believe this would have been improved compared to, say, like the Fiesta. Ultimately, the Focus is a completely different setup. It's a bigger, heavier car, and things have to be quite different. It's manually adjustable, but you can change it pretty much to everything, and the idea is to make it more suitable for the track. Now, the standard Focus ST actually has adaptive dampers, and I really did enjoy them, actually. I thought you could go, obviously, quite hard and quite soft, and for the road, I felt that was really, really nice. I think for this, if you're going to go for the track pack, you'd probably want to go full hard on the KW suspension, in which case, yeah, obviously you're going to compromise a little bit on comfort, but I don't know why you would go for the softest setting. I'm just not too sure. And obviously the idea would be to use the car on track. Now, power-wise, it's exactly the same. No difference from the standard Mark 4.5 Focus ST, so about 280 odd horsepower. Big difference as well is the improvement in brake size. The Brembo 4-piston calipers are a fair bit bigger, which is going to give you better stopping power. A slightly lighter weight wheels, which again were from the ST edition. The ST edition was more limited. This car you can just order. There's no end to production. It's just, there's no cap essentially, which, yeah, it's a little bit strange why they've kind of added this, but yeah, I'll go into that a little bit further. You also get specially designed Pirelli P0 Corsas, which have a little FP symbol on it, specifically designed for the Focus ST. I still find that those tyres might be quite hard to source personally if they're specifically designed, but they're designed to obviously make the car improve the handling. Tyres make a huge difference to a car, so that is a big improvement. In terms of actually how the car works, the suspension, the lighter weight wheels and the brakes are basically all you're going to get as part of this track pack. The other sort of additions are the gloss black roof and the gloss black into kind of like the front and gloss black mirrors. So less of that sort of plasticky feel, although I didn't really felt like a normal Focus ST felt particularly too plasticky on the outside. That's it. That's your lot for £3,000. So what are my kind of thoughts on it initially? Well, having driven the Mark 4.5 Focus ST, I think it's a great car. It's a really, really good daily car. And if you wanted to use it on track, I think if you use the adjustable suspension and put it on its firmest setting, you probably would have a good time anyway. Obviously, you could get a set of maybe Cup 2s, even Michelin Pilot Sport Cup 2 tyres, and a different set of wheels if you really wanted to. That would make a decent difference and improve your kind of track experience, if that's what you want to do. And I do know a lot of fast forward enthusiasts, including myself, who do enjoy taking their car on track or certainly having a blast. So I can certainly see the appeal of why they've kind of introduced this. But proof is in the pudding. Apparently it's going to arrive in November. That's when customer deliveries are supposed to be sort of done. Personally, I think that Ford are trying to respond to obviously the likes of the new Honda Civic Type R coming out, and as well as other hot hatches in the game like the i30N. I'm not really convinced. I think if you have a current Focus ST, I think it kind of affects yours a little bit personally. I think those KW suspension setup is really, really good. Really, really good. Proper sophisticated stuff. Really well designed. But I wasn't exactly complaining about the standard setup. Lightweight wheels, are they really going to make a massive difference? I'm not so sure. Bear in mind the brakes are bigger, so the brakes probably weigh more than the standard Focus ST's brakes. So you've got to kind of balance these things out, and bigger brakes add weight too. So it's a real surprising one. It's almost like they've just used what they knew from the ST edition and just chucked it onto the standard Ford without really any difference. The only difference is that you can choose a different colour. You don't have to go for that blue colour, which I did like. For nearly £40,000, I know Ford will probably, it's getting to the stage now where discounts will start to become available. The chip shortage supply is kind of getting better, and also obviously state of the world, as I currently record this, is not exactly the best. So obviously people purchasing £40,000 Ford Focuses, not maybe top of people's priority list. For £3,000, it's a lot of money, but then I do probably think on the resale market, you'll probably get a little bit of that back, and it probably will affect cars which don't have the track pack. People will probably look and try and source that out. So a bit of a strange one to kind of see on my feed. Ford have done a little video on it, and yeah, they kind of explain about why it's all good, and it's obviously a video designed specifically from them, so they're obviously going to be biased kind of promoting the track pack. Yeah, I've got nothing against them trying to kind of improve certain things, and you know, they have to obviously increase the price because they've, you know, that suspension costs more money, the lighter weight wheels cost more money, the bigger brakes cost more money. I suppose the gloss black little bits also costs a little bit more. So you add all those up, the tyres as well, if they did work again with a specific manufacturer, that's important, and it's more of a, I suppose, a more tracking orientated rubber. But then the standard Focus ST Mark 4.5 also had that FP, so had that Ford Performance specific tyre. So they already had one on the standard one, which was developed specifically with Ford. Very bizarre, very confusing. You know, I'm really confused by it all personally. I know Porsche have something of a similar setup where their tyres are specific for Porsche. You have to have a certain rating for it to be able to work. I'm not the biggest fan of those kind of things. For example, my Golf R, I changed the standard Bridgestone Potenza tyres and I put Michelin Pilot Sport 4s on, and I massively like them. I wouldn't really want a tyre that's dedicated to my car. I would want it to be a little bit more, yeah, flexible, but that's just me. Let me know your thoughts on track pack. Potentially I'm being a little bit too harsh on it. It'll be interesting to see what it's like, should I get the opportunity to. I am hopefully going to be reviewing a mount-tuned version of the Mark 4.5, the car that you saw on my channel before. The owner has actually gone for that package, which is quite cool. It'll be interesting to see how that improves obviously the performance of the car. You know, at the end of the day, it's a 2.3 litre EcoBoost engine from the Focus RS, so you can definitely extract a little bit more power out of it, which would make a big difference. They haven't gone for the power side on this. I imagine it's with the track pack. I imagine that's just because of the emissions. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and yeah, stay tuned for plenty more content to come, including more fast forward content.
Okay, let's see what this car's got. Lots of body control here over these bumps. Pretty nice, actually. Pretty nicely controlled in these quicker bends.